You are about to listen to a Beyond the Wheel mini pod.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Beyond the Wheel mini pod. I just returned from a Walt Disney trip where I stayed at the campsites at Disney's Fort Wilderness Campground, and it has me thinking that I would like to live there. But what makes it so special, and why is it my favorite campground to stay at? It all begins at the check-in. The magic, so to speak, starts as you enter, as this is one of the few campgrounds that you don't get out of your vehicle to check in. Instead, you pull up to what I would describe as a rustic toll booth and begin to check in right from the front seat of your RV. The beauty of this system is there are several of these to pull up to, and if the campground gets busy during check-in, it's able to move everyone through the line very quickly and allow you to start your vacation as quickly as possible. Once you're done with the check-in and have the campground map in hand, it is time to head to your site. You're definitely going to need that map, as the campground is 1.5 miles long and 1.5 miles wide, with over 750 campsites and more than 400 cabins. It's basically the size of a small town. The campsites are beautiful, and because your site is lined with bushes, trees, and plants, you have privacy from your neighbors. Also, because every site is a back-in site, you never have anyone parked directly behind you. On this last trip with my wife, I had a premium site, which is 60 feet long by 18 feet wide. This gave us plenty of room for our RV, Jeep, cooler, 2 bikes, which we highly recommend bringing, grill, and chairs. The site itself is very peaceful and quiet, and I quickly made friends with the local squirrels, which Belle, our dog, did not like. She likes all the attention to kind of be on her. Our site was also a full hookup site, but Disney takes that even one step further by placing all the connections over a bed of stone. This way, when it rains, you are never standing in mud while trying to empty your tanks or connect your fresh water. Let's now move on to some of the amenities, because there are a ton of amenities, and that's why I say just some of them. With so many amenities at the campground, you're not going to want to spend all your time at the campsite itself. Sabrina and I certainly enjoy riding our bikes through the campground, and if you do not bring your own, you can rent them directly from the campground. They also have canoe rentals as well as kayak rentals, fishing equipment to rent, as there are plenty of areas to fish right on property. Be sure to bring your bathing suit, as there are 2 pools and 2 hot tubs on the property as well. There's also a kid splash area, which I would describe as a water playground. There's also a beach if you like to sit back, relax, maybe have a drink in hand and your feet in the sand. The campground also offers activities like archery, shuffleboard, tennis courts, volleyball, basketball, as well as several miles of walking and jogging trails. I know what you're thinking. This all sounds great, but you haven't really heard anything that makes this campground really stand out. Well, they also have horseback riding right on property and off-road Segway tours. Sabrina and I have done the horseback riding, and it is great for beginners, as the horses really know what they are doing and are very well trained. I would say you are more just there to go for the ride. We haven't tried the off-road Segway tour just yet, but it is on our list for next year. We've done Segway tours at Disney before, and they're always a lot of fun, but we've never done this off-road tour, which is basically just a Segway with large, beefy tires, and they take you through the trails of the campground. Be sure to bring your dog, as the entire campground is dog-friendly, with plenty of nature trails and 2 very large fenced-in off-leash areas. Belle absolutely loves when we visit Fort Wilderness, because she knows she's going to get to explore and look at wildlife, such as deer, bunnies, wild turkeys, and armadillos. So with all these activities, you're going to really work up an appetite. But good thing that you have a few options right on property, starting with 2 convenience stores that have an array of snacks as well as food you can purchase to make back at your RV, like eggs, bacon, meats, pizza, and more. They also have a large variety of drinks and adult beverages to go. Don't feel like making your food? No worries. There's also a restaurant on property, as well as a full-service bar where you can drink in or take your cocktails out onto their porch and sit in the rocking chairs that overlook the beach. Maybe you would like a little bit of entertainment with your dinner. Then you'll want to check out the Hoop-Dee-Doo Review. This is a Wild West dinner show that includes music, dancing, singing, and just good old fun. The dinner show is about 2 hours long, so make sure you make some time for it. If you don't have 2 hours to spend on dinner and don't really want to sit down inside either and have a sit-down meal, then there's one more option that is only available on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. Disney brings in about 5 or 6 food trucks, and these trucks offer up everything from burgers and fries to barbecue food and Mexican cuisine. There's also a cupcake truck and an ice cream truck as well. And I believe there's even a pizza truck. So now that you had your activities, you're well fed, it may be time for you to kind of wind down for the night. There's no better way than a horse-drawn carriage ride that takes you through the campgrounds. These are relaxing strolls throughout the campground, and if you happen to be there during the holidays, such as Halloween or Christmas, this is a great way to see all the decorated campsites. The people that visit at this time of year go all out on their decorating. So really to a level that you would not believe. We once saw someone taking up 2 sites to recreate a blockbuster movie rental store. It was amazing and incredibly detailed. Now, I know not everybody goes to the campground here because they want to visit the theme parks. But if you are visiting the theme parks, then I don't think there's any better place to stay than the campground, as it is conveniently located to get to all the parks by different modes of transportation. Of course, you can always take the bus to all the parks, but you also have the option to take a boat from the back of the campground to the Magic Kingdom. I believe this is the fastest way to get to the front gates of the park. It's also very scenic and relaxing to ride on the water. I also use this boat to get to the monorail that's located at the Magic Kingdom. Then I'll hop on the monorail to get to Epcot. This is not the fastest way to Epcot, but I do enjoy both the ride on the boat as well as the monorail ride. It's a unique way to travel, and I always enjoy the views from the monorail as it rides through Epcot's Future World exhibit before docking at the front gate. Well, these are just some of the reasons why I love the campsites at Fort Wilderness, but I would love to hear from you. Have you stayed at the campground, either in a campsite or a cabin? What did you think? And what did you love most about it? I wish you all safe travels, but before you go, could you take the time to leave us a review or rating on your favorite podcast platform, as these ratings and reviews really help us get the word out about the show. Take care all, and I will catch you next time.